We have heard many times Thor talk about his dad, Big Vic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big Vic's
Love
something
him.
else.
Yeah.
He's a experienced version of Thor.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same person.
Exact same person.
But he's been around longer.
Oh, yeah.
So he is more wise in his thoughts.
So true.
I wouldn't say that.
So Big
Love
Vic's a
him.
lot. He's a lot to deal with. He's a
Yeah.
lot to hear from.
Yeah.
He's Thor Senior, basically. When Thor says that yesterday, they talk almost every single day on the phone.
Wild.
That yesterday's phone call was an all-timer.
It really was.
I got to hear what this was about.
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 Podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered. Except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
An all-timer from
Wow.
Big Vic. Like, what could that be about?
Yeah.
So obviously, my parents are retired. They live in Florida.
Yeah.
And I called them yesterday. We hadn't talked in a few days, so I called them just to check in, see how they were doing. And I called my dad, and he answers, obviously. And we're just talking about random stuff. And lately, my dad, he needs to lose weight. He's a bigger guy, and he needs to lose weight. And I've been telling him to take Ozempic. And he has kidney and pancreas issues. So I guess there's
Yeah,
the
probably
stuff
can't do
there
it.
with Ozempic.
Oh,
But
okay.
so we've asked his doctor, and he's researched it. The doctor's been talking to him about it, and last time I talked to him, he was gonna do the Ozempic. He didn't care what his doctor said anymore. He was just gonna do it.
Oh,
But
my
the
God.
wait a
doctor,
second.
the doctor
No.
really hadn't made a point one way or the other. There's because it hasn't really been around long enough to say it causes this or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're
So
just going to risk it? It's crazy.
I mean, he needs to do something.
Well, true. But
He's he needs to lose 50
exercise.
pounds.
Sorry.
We'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's like a catch-22 because Ozempic is meant to help people who are having health issues from being overweight, whether it's
Well, he
diabetes
also has
or whatever.
diabetes.
Yeah, so it's meant for that, but you're right. It's kind of that unknown, sketchy thing with the kidneys and all that.
So because he also has diabetes, so
Yeah.
So you'd think he'd be able to take it, no problem.
yeah, but he's got kidney issues.
Yeah.
And he's fine. I don't know if I said this. My dad's cancer free now.
Oh,
He-
congratulations.
Knock on
Awesome.
wood.
Yay.
Yeah, he hasn't been on his medicine called Gleevec for 3 months, and he's still testing BCR negative.
Good.
So there's no sign of cancer in his
Awesome.
body. So that's
Great.
awesome. So I'm like, that's great. So a lot of the issues he was having with his kidneys was because of the cancer medicine he was on.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
So he's been
that
off of it
stuff's
now for
crazy.
3 months.
Okay.
And I guess at one point he had pancreatitis. I don't remember when he had pancreatitis, but I guess it happened. He doesn't drink, so I don't know how he got pancreatitis. But
You can mess up they thought the boo had this once when he was it turns out he pulled an oblique, but they thought
doing
then-
what? Opening the laptop?
Probably, yeah, and but they said you can also get it from your body having to process fatty foods and
yeah,
all
there
that,
you
so it's
go.
not just all
So the
about.
boo's on his way.
Yeah, so we may be back for it any day now. Yeah,
So that's one of the things my dad's worried about.
yeah.
So my dad exaggerates things sometimes, and sometimes out of the blue says things where you're just like, what?
Sounds like somebody else I know.
I wouldn't say
Yep.
Okay.
So I said, well, he goes, I talked to my doctor, and the doctor said I can't do Ozempic. And I go, why?
Oh.
And he goes, well, the doctor said there was this woman, same situation as me.
Oh no, what?
He's laughing.
He goes, same situation as me.
Why is this
I'm
funny?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Seems like a serious situation.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Thor. He says, same situation as me, and he wouldn't give her Ozempic. She went to another doctor, got it from the other doctor, then got pancreatitis and died.
Whoa, straight to the point. Okay.
And they know it was from Ozempic.
I go, Dad, how does he know that? I go, that's such a wild thing to say
Because
to
normally
his client.
a doctor
She got pancreatitis, 6 months later, dead. Like, what? And he
Yeah.
goes, that's what the doc told me.
because this doctor
I thought that's
followed
insane.
up on a patient that went to another doctor.
Yeah, I'm like,
normally
that's
that
insane.
Doesn't happen.
What me and my wife think is the guy's just had enough and made it up. Because my
Dude,
dad
just shut
is
him
always calling the doctors and asking and worrying about his blood work. He worries about his blood work so much.
Oh,
Like,
Anybody else know anybody that does that?
Yeah, a little bit of a hypochondriac.
so, but it's, yeah.
Who enjoys going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
like-
as much blood work done as he can.
Oh, this guy skips if he can get an MRI
Yeah.
or a CT scan. It's like the highlight of
That
his
is
week.
true. So I think the doctor finally just wanted to shut him up.
Yeah.
And so then I go, okay, Dad, well, what are you going to do? How is this going to go? And he goes, well, I've been eating better and I've been walking. And I go, why don't you go to the gym? Because he has a gym membership. He goes, I know, I got to go back into the gym, but I have been eating better. And I'm like, all right, dude, you got to exercise, Dad. And then he goes, no, I've been eating better.
No.
And I go, okay, I know, but you got to exercise. And he goes, tell him I've been eating better. He doesn't believe me. And I go, Dad, no one says you're not eating better.
Right.
So then my mom gets on the phone and
no.
goes, she calls me Tyler, my real name.
Yeah.
And she goes, he's been eating better, Tyler. I'm telling you, he's been eating better. I see it. He's not lying. He's eating better. Because she just validates everything he says. So when he gets mad and I don't believe him, he has my mom come on to validate.
But you weren't disagreeing.
I wasn't. But that's my
Just
dad.
adding that he needs to be exercising too.
Yeah. So then the conversation takes a turn. My dad's turning 70 next year.
Yeah.
So my dad, remember, my parents are retired. And for my dad's 70th birthday, he has his heart set on the whole family going to Turks and Caicos.
What? That's a big
Wow.
trip for the whole family?
And it's not till next year.
Oh, okay.
It's a massive trip, and it's very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So my sister and brother-in-law have 2 kids, and their thing is, it's really expensive because my dad wants them to bring the kids.
Yeah.
And it's really and so my brother-in-law laid out in this text a month ago saying, hey, it's really expensive for us. If we're going to do this whole thing for Turks and Caicos, why don't we make it a 70th birthday for Carrie and Victor, my mom and my dad? Because my mom's a year younger than my dad.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, that sounds great.
That's
and then
amazing.
he
Makes total
and then he laid out a bunch of other places we could go. And then they didn't respond to the text. So then I called my dad and I go, Mom, and said, what are you guys doing? She goes, well, we're thinking about things, blah, blah, blah. Because they wait till the last minute for everything. So long story short, I'm on the phone with my dad. And my dad says, Corey's not going to be able to come to the Turks and Caicos trip. And I go, why not? And he goes, because it's too expensive for him. And he goes, and my dad goes, it's my 70th birthday. I'm going to Turks and Caicos. If I want to go to Turks and Caicos, I'm going to Turks and Caicos. And I go, I want to say, and this is where I start laughing, you're retired. Go any fucking time you want to Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, it's open all the time.
It's always open.
Yeah.
You could always just go to
Right.
Turks and Caicos.
That's a good point.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But we have no money right now. They just remodeled their kitchen for no reason. They're always fucking remodeling their bathroom, their
get
kitchen, their flooring. Why?
My mom does this too.
Why?
My
Because
mom does this too.
you know
They have
why? Because they're
nothing-
bored and they have
Nothing
nothing
else.
going on.
Nothing going on.
100%,
Here's
and
an
it's the
idea.
biggest thing
Go
ever.
to fucking Turks and Caicos. Oh, you gotta see. You gotta see this new tile we got. You gotta see it.
Oh, the
I don't
tile.
have to fucking see it. I don't care. And then he goes, if you and Haley can't afford to go to Turks and Caicos, then you go only for a couple of days. You don't have to spend a whole week. It's like
We're going to fly all the way to Turks.
all the way to Turks and Caicos for
You
4
know how
days.
far that is?
Exactly.
not really a
And
weekend
then I go,
trip.
well, what
No.
about us doing it for Mom and you? This isn't your mother's birthday. It's my birthday.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
So then he goes, and I go, yes, but it would be for the both of you guys.
We got a birthday
And he goes, well,
diva.
then what's your mother going to do next year? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. Maybe you could do something for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Go to Applebee's.
go to, yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Should
it's
they give you
fun.
a dessert or something?
Yeah, that'd
Dude,
be nice.
It's insane. So this is what I have to deal with. And then I go, well, what are you guys doing between now and November? Because you're not going anywhere. Because November, we're going to meet my sister for Thanksgiving. And he goes, I don't know. Money's tight. We have nothing planned. So you're just going to sit in Florida all day and not do anything for the next 5 months? You know where you could go?
Where?
Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So this is the conversation we have. And I hit the point with my dad where I love him to death, but I don't everything I'm saying, I don't bring up anymore because he just argues with me.
Yeah.
And it's just like banging your head against the wall.
Huh.
Wait a minute.
This is
What, Eddie?
interesting.
Huh.
Huh.
That just sounds, I don't know, familiar to me. A
You
little
mean
bit.
like trying to talk to somebody about a subject, but they just want to focus on one part of
Yeah,
the
or
subject?
you can't really convince them.
Or their mind's set on something.
Talking
and
to
they
somebody that's
can't-
always right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
That's weird.
Very opinionated.
And then
What
and
must
then I
that
s-
be like?
I said to my dad, all right, Dad, I gotta go. I gotta go. We haven't been on the phone for 25 minutes.
Oh my
God.
God.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
said, I
God.
gotta well, he hasn't talked to anybody all day other than my mom. And she just validates everything he does. So I go, I gotta go. I gotta take a shower. And he goes, all right, it was good talking to you. And I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And he goes, how about the Yankees though, huh?
Wait,
Oh, no.
did you just wrap it
Wait a
up?
minute. You're ending the
Did you
convo.
just wrap it up?
I literally said, all right, I'll talk to you later. And he goes, how about the Yankees though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And I go, yeah, they played really well. They won 3 straight. And he goes, and then he starts talking. I go, Dad, I gotta go. And then he rushes off the phone as if I'm the asshole. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Bye.
Wow. You got to start recording these combos,
You
man. 'Cause
really do.
they're going to be some you're going to want to listen to
I
at
know.
some point. Those are good, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.